All right, a quick, hopefully very quick intro video for a 10-acre tract, direct frontage on the Corps of Engineer line at Shoals Lake. Large tract, entirely wooded. Before I zoom in here, here's a quick overview. So this big peninsula you see, this is Timber Shoals Ranch. The shaded area around the edge is the Corps of Engineer land. Shoals Lake is a Corps of Engineer lake, so you see actually both sides of the water. They own a buffer strip. They control a buffer strip going back from the water so that they can raise and lower the water level. It's controlled by a dam several miles away. They can raise and lower the water level for flood control and power generation. And so since generally you cannot own, a private citizen can't own the actual waterfront, what people tend to try to do is get property with frontage on what they call the take line. And that's the actual transition zone between private property and the Corps of Engineer land. And this particular tract happens to have about 125 feet of take line frontage, basically the entire north side here. So since it borders the Corps of Engineer land, you can physically, literally go from your property right across this Corps land to use to fish, to swim, to whatever. Also, all of that Corps land is open for hunting, for recreation. So not only do you have your own private large tract here, you have direct physical access into actually a couple hundred acres. I mean, technically several thousand acres if you add up all the contiguous Corps land, but physical land that you can really get to and use, a couple hundred acres adjacent to your property. So that's pretty cool. Timber Shoals Ranch also there's a couple spots that we've used to put jet skis and pontoon boats into the water. The first one is this pink trail here, which leads to State Line Cove. And the next one is on the south side of the peninsula. It's what we call the Sandy Beach area. And those are both places where we put in jet skis and pontoon boats, and also fished and have done some swimming and picnicking and all that good stuff. So to get to the property, take Moe Ark Road down to the south. That's a paved road. It comes right down here to the state line between Missouri and Arkansas. Excuse me. And then Moe Ark Road ends, and you'll take a little jog to the left onto the gravel easement road. And those gravel easement roads will take you all the way down to the property. You can see kind of the network of road easements there. The pink line that you see is what goes to State Line Cove. And I want to reference that quickly because it's not an actual easement, but it goes over the south part of this private meadow. But we own the south part of that private meadow, so you're welcome to cross it. And then when you get to the shaded area, you're in the Corps of Engineer land, and that goes down. Both this spot and the Sandy Beach area are really nice spots. For one reason, because they're extremely private. There are no public roads to either one of those areas. So unless you're, a property owner at Timber Shoals Ranch, you cannot get there with a vehicle. So, for instance, the other day when we were out here, we put in our jet skis right here at State Line Cove. And if you've ever used a public launch, you kind of have to hurry because there's usually someone waiting either to put their boat in or to come out of the water, and you feel a little rushed. What we did here, was we put the boat in the water and just left the trailer there for a couple hours. Like the truck was parked there, the trailer was right in the water for a couple hours because there's no one else there. So it was really cool. But anyway, back to the property. So easement road system going into the property. You definitely want the MapRight app. So get the free app, and then we can email you the link for this map. Paper maps as well, if you can print those out as a backup, absolutely. Take the easement roads all the way down into the property. Some of the easement roads are in really good shape. Some are a little narrow. Some of them can be soft when it rains, and some of them are extremely hard. So, I mean, it's just one of those deals. Plan on bringing a truck or an SUV in case you get to a spot with some ruts where you need some clearance. But as we focus in on the property here, you can see it's entirely wooded. We've got a bunch of easement road frontage on the southeast side and here on the southwest side. Let's switch to topo map. Okay, whoops, there we go. So actually, I mean, this property sits really, really nicely. The south side has a large knoll area. It's mostly hardwood. As you follow this road down to toward the north side, you get into more of a cedar area, but it's still very level. Now, the northernmost side does start to slope down toward this creek bed as you get to the take line. But also, you have another option is you can actually take this road all the way to the Corps of Engineer land. And even though it doesn't show it on this map, I have seen the survey, and this road should actually go Whoops, I don't know what I did. This road actually extends right about there. There we go. So you can get into the core land that way. So I mean, you've got some different options. You've got a lot of usable land around here. Um, I wanted to zoom in really closely on the property, but you can check out the drone video as well. I think that shows it really well. Mostly hardwood, although there is some nice cedar trees in there as well, some big cedars. Different spots for building sites or campsites. The hunting's phenomenal with deer and turkey everywhere out here. One of my personal favorite spots, if you wanted to build, would be right here on this knoll toward the south side, because there's some big, beautiful hardwood and some natural open areas within that hardwood, which is pretty nice. So anyway, InstantAcres.com. Really tough to find large acreage with frontage on the take line. Shoals Lake is amazing for fishing, for pulling a tube, which we love to do with a pontoon boat. Jet skis are great. I mean, it's just great. There are people out here using the lake, but there's not a ton of traffic, so it's really nice. We've used other lakes for pulling a tube, and when you start to get too many people, it's not that fun, because you're always watching. You're always worried that someone's gonna come through in a power boat that's not paying attention or whatever. But on this particular portion of Bull Shoals Lake, we think is just ideal for all that stuff. So anyway, check out instantacres.com to see if it's still available, and we would love to hear from you.